Is there really a correct way to use Tadalafil? Or could it be that the way most men are using it right now is the exact reason they are not experiencing the strongest and most reliable erections of their lives? This is a question that almost no one asks, yet it is the most important one. For millions of men around the world, Tadalafil feels like a breakthrough, something close to a miracle. But for just as many men, it becomes a source of confusion, doubt, and quiet frustration. They take the pill, wait, hope, and then wonder why the results feel inconsistent. One time it works incredibly well, the next time it barely seems to do anything at all. That uncertainty, especially at the moment when confidence matters most, can slowly destroy self-belief and intimacy. And this is exactly the problem that needs to be solved. The truth is, Tadalafil is not a simple on and off switch. It is a powerful tool, but only when it is used with the right understanding. Most men are never taught how this medication actually works inside the body, how long it truly lasts, or how different usage strategies can completely change the results they experience. Instead, they are given a pill and very little guidance. When the outcome is disappointing, they assume something is wrong with them, their body or their age. In reality, the issue is almost always the strategy. What makes Tadalafil truly different from other erectile dysfunction medications is its unusually long duration of action. While many similar drugs provide a short window of effectiveness that lasts only a few hours, Tadalafil can remain active in the body for up to 36 hours. That is not a small difference. That is an entirely different category. This extended duration changes everything about how the medication should be approached. It means you are not dealing with urgency or perfect timing. You are dealing with flexibility, preparation, and control. Yet this same benefit is also the reason so many men misuse it. They treat it like a fast-acting pill, taking it at the last possible moment and expecting instant results. When that does not happen, anxiety takes over. The body tightens, confidence drops, and the medication is blamed. But the medication was never the problem. The misunderstanding was, when Tadalafil enters the body, it must first be digested, absorbed into the bloodstream, and circulated to the tissues where it can do its job. This process takes time, and for many men, it takes longer than they expect. On average, it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to reach effective levels, and in some cases even longer. Expecting immediate results is like turning the key in a car and trying to drive before the engine has even warmed up. Disappointment is almost guaranteed. Another issue that silently works against many men is performance anxiety. The first few times someone uses Tadalafil, the pressure is often extremely high. There is a mental checklist running in the background. Will it work? What if it fails? What if this is the moment everything goes wrong? This kind of stress triggers the release of adrenaline, which tightens blood vessels and directly opposes what the medication is designed to do. Tadalafil works by relaxing blood vessels. Anxiety works by constricting them. When the mind and the medication are fighting each other, the result is rarely ideal. This is why judging the medication after 1 or 2 attempts is one of the biggest mistakes a man can make. The body and mind need time to adjust, to learn that the support is there, and to rebuild trust. Most men who eventually have excellent results did not have a perfect first experience. They gave themselves the chance to adapt, and that patience paid off. Quality also plays a much bigger role than most people realize. In the search for lower prices, many men turn to questionable sources. While generic versions of Tadalafil can be just as effective as brand name options, the source matters. Manufacturing quality, dosage consistency, and absorption all affect how well the medication works. Saving a small amount of money can sometimes cost reliability, confidence, and peace of mind. When results matter, consistency matters. Once these common mistakes are removed, the real transformation begins. This is where strategy comes into play. Because of its long-lasting nature, Tadalafil can be used in more than one effective way. The correct approach depends entirely on lifestyle, frequency of intimacy, and personal preference. Some men value spontaneity above all else. Others prefer planning and precision. Both approaches can work extremely well when used correctly. One approach focuses on maintaining a steady level of the medication in the body at all times. This method is designed for men who want freedom from planning, timing, and mental calculations. By taking a low dose daily, the medication becomes part of the body's baseline, creating a constant state of readiness. There is no pressure, no countdown, and no interruption of the moment. Confidence grows naturally because the man no longer feels like he is preparing for intimacy. He simply feels capable. Another approach is designed for men who prefer to use medication only when they know they will need it. This method involves taking a higher dose well in advance of intimacy, allowing enough time for the medication to reach full effectiveness. When used correctly, this approach can deliver very strong and reliable results. It requires planning, but for many men, that trade-off is acceptable. The key is never rushing the process and always respecting the time the body needs to respond. Both methods have advantages and limitations. What matters most is choosing the one that aligns with real life rather than fighting against it. When the strategy matches the lifestyle, the medication stops feeling like a problem and starts feeling like a solution. As experience grows, many men begin to ask more refined questions. They want to know how to adjust dosage, how to minimize side effects, and how to find the smallest amount that delivers the best results. This process is about calibration, not excess. More is not always better. The goal is effectiveness with comfort, reliability with confidence. When everything comes together, the result is more than just a physical response. It is a psychological shift. The fear of failure fades, confidence returns, intimacy becomes natural again rather than stressful or forced. This is what happens when Tadalafil is used with understanding instead of guesswork. And this is only the beginning. As this understanding deepens, something important starts to happen internally. The focus slowly shifts away from fear and toward control. Instead of wondering whether the medication will work, the mind begins to trust the process. That trust alone can dramatically improve results. Confidence is not just a feeling, it is a physical state. When the body feels safe and prepared, blood flow responds more easily. Arousal feels natural, and erections become stronger and more reliable. This is why the way you approach Tadalafil matters just as much as the pill itself. Many men never realize how much their expectations shape their experience. When expectations are rushed, desperate, or unrealistic, disappointment becomes more likely. But when expectations are grounded in understanding, the experience changes completely. Tadalafil does not force an erection. It supports the body's natural response to arousal. That means desire, comfort, and mental presence still matter. The medication amplifies what is already there. When the conditions are right, the results can feel effortless and powerful. Another overlooked aspect is consistency over time. Men who use Tadalafil correctly often notice that results improve after the first few weeks. This is not because the medication suddenly becomes stronger, but because the body and mind become more synchronized. Anxiety fades, timing improves, and confidence builds. Erections begin to feel less like something that has to be achieved and more like something that simply happens. This shift is subtle, but it is life-changing. It is also important to understand that every body responds slightly differently. Age, metabolism, overall health, stress levels, and lifestyle all play a role. This is why comparing your experience to someone else's can be misleading. The goal is not to match someone else's results, but to optimize your own. Paying attention to how your body responds, adjusting timing, and finding the right dosage creates a personalized approach that delivers far better outcomes than blindly following generic advice. Over time, many men discover that the lowest effective dose gives them the best balance of results and comfort. Strong erections do not require overwhelming the body. They require harmony. When the dose is right, side effects are minimal, performance feels natural, and confidence remains steady. This is where long-term satisfaction comes from. Not from chasing intensity, but from building reliability. Another powerful benefit that often surprises men is how this process restores intimacy beyond the physical aspect. When the fear of failure disappears, connection improves. There is more eye contact, more presence, more enjoyment. Sex stops feeling like a test and starts feeling like an experience again. Partners notice the change as well. Confidence is contagious. When one person feels secure, the entire dynamic improves. This is why using Tadalafil the right way is about more than erections. It is about reclaiming a part of life that many men quietly grieve when it starts to feel uncertain. The loss of sexual confidence can affect mood, relationships, and self-image. Regaining it can be deeply empowering. It reminds you that your body is still capable, responsive, and strong. Of course, medication is only one piece of the puzzle. Sleep, nutrition, physical activity, and stress management all influence performance. When these elements improve alongside the right medication strategy, the results can feel almost transformative. The body works best when it is supported from multiple angles. Tadalafil becomes not a crutch, but a catalyst. As you move forward, the most important thing to remember is this: stop guessing. Guessing creates anxiety. Strategy creates confidence. When you understand how the medication works, when to take it, how much to use, and what to expect, you remove uncertainty from the equation. And when uncertainty disappears, performance improves naturally. You deserve results that are consistent, reliable, and satisfying. You deserve to feel confident in your body again. And with the right approach, that is completely achievable. This is not about chasing perfection. It is about creating a system that works for you, supports you, and fits your real life. If this information has helped you see things more clearly, if it has answered questions you've had for a long time, or if it has given you a new sense of control and confidence, then stay connected with this channel. We share honest, practical, and experience-based guidance designed to help you improve your health, confidence, and quality of life without confusion or fear. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future content that can genuinely make a difference. And if you think this video could help someone else, share it with them. Sometimes the right information at the right time can change everything.